the big bully. It was a quiet morning on the island of Sodor, and all the engines were getting ready for the big day ahead. That was until a big diesel arrived at the yards. He surveyed the yards left and right.
Not bad, he said, but frankly I've seen worse. I think your controller should at least scrap you and replace you all with engines like me. The engines were furious and aghast both at once. Well, all I'm gonna say is, this railway is home to a lot of bad engines, including an unlikely excuse for a tank engine, a little green caterpillar on wheels, a galloping sausage, a big, great, rusty red scrap iron, and an overgrown dustbin.
Emily was not impressed by the thought. Don't call me a dustbin. I may be dark green, but you have no right to call me an oversized dustbin. In your bullying diesel. Oh, Emily was cross. Well, one thing's for sure. Oh, the diesel went on. That it won't bother letting you lot out again. He wants big, strong engines like me to take over the railway.
Gordon and James were indignant. Emily is a good friend and a hard worker. You despicable diesel, grumbled Gordon. And who said is you have a right to call her a dustbin? Put in James. Unfortunately, Emily was too nervous to say anything else, so she just remained quiet. As the other engines got into a big argument with the visiting diesel. Meanwhile, at the docks, the big diesel grew impatient whilst his train was being shunted into place. Emily wanted to explain to the diesel that the trucks were troublesome, but the diesel took no notice. Emily had only meant to be friendly, but the diesel took it completely the wrong way. You just think you like to know everything, don't you? He snapped. Well, most and foremost, you're the one who's stupid. He snapped. Emily was quite worried. A diesel had never taken his anger out on her. Especially a visiting diesel. The diesel was rolled off in a huff. He was already in a bad mood as it is. First, the sight of some engines, then Emily testing his patience about her knowledge of the trucks. The big diesel kept on being aggressive with his trucks. This worried the driver so much that every time they passed the yard, they would have to check multiple times. But when it came to the main line, so it happened. What the big diesel did not know is that a leaky truck had spilt oil on the tracks. However, there was a reason why the track was endangered. A big stone had been dropped by a goods train heading for Sodor Museum. It was supposed to be taken to a sculpture, but it was left behind along the way. Rudy didn't see the stone until it was too late. His driver slammed on the brakes. The big diesel could stop in time. I'm afraid it was already too late. When the Fat Controller he was not happy. He was the diesel. Railway regulations are to be taken seriously, the Fat Controller said. Your rudeness has caused confusion and delay. I'm sorry, sir, the diesel whimpered. And you've been extremely rude to my engines. For that, I will be sending you packing and you won't come back to this island. When Thomas saw Emily again, she was feeling much more relaxed. Well, at least he knew that the diesel only lasted a day. Thomas. Thomas could heartily agree. Never trust a rude newcomer. They are no one's friend. Mind you, at least the rock was removed from the line.